It's kit unboxing day. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I am going to unbox the latest card kit from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to see what's in the kit right along with you, and then I'm going to make 5 cards today, and I'm going to share the entire process with you. You can find links to the kit and some of the various components in the YouTube description box. However, the list is long for the other supplies that I use, so I will have the full list over on my blog, and I will have that listed in the description as well. Saddle up, we're in for a ride. To see my kit unboxing and card make, stick around. It's coming up next. Commence the unboxing. All right. Lift you out. Starting out with, you are going to get, obviously, one of these lovely pockets, which are so nice for holding your kit contents and keeping everything nice and organized. Set this aside. Oh. Oh. Turning it around here, turning it around now. I want to make sure that I cover everything that needs to be covered. So close your eyes. The name of the 2023 card kit is called Sweet Days. Sweet Days. So let's dive in. We have a sucker for much needed, sugar energy. You are going to get a Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend. Now, these are actually very cool. If you have ever been interested in alcohol markers, I actually do have some tri-blends in the studio here, and they have 3 colors in one pen, and it gives you the opportunity to have 3 colors that blend together perfectly. So this is going to be kind of fun. I'm excited to do some coloring where the colors are figured out for me. These pens, I don't know if they're refillable. They might be, but I don't know. But they're pretty cool. So 1 tri-blend in that beautiful set of pinks. You are going to get the fancy love die. Oh, this is really cool. I've seen a lot of folks making things with this pretty little die, and you've got the nice little love, and it comes with the shadow, so you can cut it out and pop it onto a shadow layer. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So we also have some of the Tim Holtz Idea-Ology Deco sheets in these 2 colors. And now I'm very excited because I know how to use these. If you saw my winter or the last kit unboxing I did, I had some confusion, but now, ooh, no confusion at all. That's very fun. You are going to get some envelopes. I've got one here. This looks like dull pink, and this is just a Simon White envelope. So standard US A2 envelopes, there are 2. You are going to get, a package of holographic rainbow cardstock. Now, I don't know how the light's going to pick this up right now, but it is beautiful. And this will come, let's see here. You get the full spectrum of the rainbow on each sheet. And there's 6 in here, so that's kind of cool. And it makes a really nice die cut greeting or just any kind of background. You are going to get, oh, there's a stencil too. What? Okay. You're going to get some pattern paper. Oh, and it is 2-sided. This is 2-sided. So this is Paper Rose Cozy Days 6x6. So let's take a look at the patterns that we have. That's actually really cute. Oh, look at the little friends there. Actually, I should zoom in just a little so we can see the patterns a little better. This pattern and that. Oh, that's cute too. Oh, I like anything that has sort of an ombre to it. That's actually really cute. See that side? Oh, look at the little sweet treats. That's really cute. Oh, and this has this piece has like a nice coating. This is a little smoother. And then on the other side, oh, that is adorable. Look at all the little coffee treats. Love that. And here's another piece in that same design. Oh, that's cool too. It's just a nice rainbow of small dots. Oh, and then a beautiful ombre piece. Look at that subtle tone from pink into red. And that cute little pattern on the back. That's interesting. I think you've got all these cute little patterns, And then on the other side, you've got the big bold patterns. So that's a cute little collection. Love that. Okay, now this I'm already loving. I love hearts. This is the 6x6 hearts and stars stencil. Isn't that fun? Oh, love a good basic heart stencil. All right, so I'm gonna pull out the cardstock, although, what is this big thing? You are gonna get one sheet of terrific adhesive. So this is a peel back adhesive, and you can use it, and we're going to use it today to adhere things. Oh, I like that. I want to play with this more. So let me put that aside. And for cardstock today, we are going to get one sheet of royal purple. We are going to get one sheet of dull pink, which I love, love, love dull pink. And one sheet of Nina Solar White Classic Crest in the 110 pound. And look at how nice that purple or that pink, just even with that, right? Ooh, that's cool. Okay, love it. Now let's take a look at the stamp set. And as usual, I'm sure there are coordinating dies for this, but of course, when I create with the kits, I primarily stick to what is in the kit. So let's take a look at Sweet Days, a 6x8 stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. All right, we have little donuts, we have a little sucker, we have strawberries. There's one that you might dip in the chocolate. Little sweet treats, really cute typography. You've got sweet birthday wishes, hey sugar, hope your day is sweet, thank you very much, have a sweet day. You are so sweet. That's cute. Oh, I love the border too. Oh, that's fun. Got a little sucker here, little hearts and stars, another donut. I donut what I do without you. That is a really fun set and really nice lines for coloring and playing. I think this is going to be really fun to do some coloring. I mean, you know me, I'm getting more confident all the time in my coloring. So this is a look at the February kit, Sweet Days. So much cuteness in here, right? We'll spread it all out. And as I am wont to do, I am going to let all of this simmer in my brain while I percolate with the goodness. And then, don't forget this, this guy. There we go. And then we'll get started with card number 1. For the first card, I want to try some coloring. So I'm going to grab this little stamp because I think it's adorable and I think it would just be very fun to do a sucker. Like that. I'm trying to decide if I want to color anything else just in case I want to stamp some things as a backup. But you know what? No, I'm gonna focus on one card at a time, as is. It's the way that we do that in our unboxings, okay? So I'm going to prime this a bit and stamp it with some alcohol-friendly ink because these tri-blends are alcohol markers, which means they're going to blend beautifully and smoothly. So let's ink this up. I'm just using my Memento Tuxedo Black pad. Put that in the corner and grab my stamp press and transfer. Now I might do too, oh, that's stamped beautifully. Wow, okay. I don't think it needs to be stamped again. I love that. That's amazing when it's the first time out. All right. Could it be the sign of things to come in this video? We don't know. We don't know. We just got to keep on keeping on. As you see here on the barrel, one color is the light, one color is the mid, and one color is the dark. So you're getting 3. And the nib is kind of nice, right? Like it's not too brushy, but it's not, let me see here. I mean, it is more of a brush nib, but I think it's a little easier to use than perhaps the Copic nibs. So let's zoom in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach every little quadrant here as its own thing. But what I can't decide is, do I want it to go dark to light, dark to light, dark to light, and work my way around? I think I do. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with our Bright Berry Blend and just do little lines. I'll do a few at a time. All right. So that's going to be the darkest shade. Then we go into, what is this called? It's the mid-tone. I don't know what it's called, but the mid-tone, again, we're going to overlap a little like that. Blend. Oh, that does blend together really well. Wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that. I'm coloring over the purple as well to kind of get that blend working. Nice, okay. Maybe I'll get a little more out here with this pink. Ooh, I like that. That is cool. Okay, like that. Nice. And let's bring in the final color, the bright pink. Well, no, which one is this? It's the light. I'm going to zoom in a little more so you can see how that's blending. It's kind of cool, right? Someone's taking the guesswork out for you. All right, and then we're just going to come in here and that lighter shade. Ooh, that is super cool. I love when things make it look like I know what I'm doing. Why don't I use tri-blends more often? Huh, that's a good question. All right, that's the look, and that's kind of cool. I don't even need to put music on. I'll just go ahead and color the rest of these in just like this, and then we'll move on. Do that last little bit. Oh, isn't that cute? I just did that. I'm shocked and stunned. Let me see if I can find a color to work for the stick. So now it's clear to me, these are the brush tri-blends, because the tri-blends that I have the bullet tip. So I found one and I thought, well, you know what? We're gonna add some brown to our stick. Like that. And well, maybe I'll take the darker color, just add a little darker here at the base and blend out with the mid-tone. So now I have a little dimension in the stick. I think that's pretty cute. So yes, these are the regular tipped ones, and the one you are going to get is in the brush method. Okay, I am going to take my scissors. Again, I wish I had the dies for this. I don't. So what I will do, I'm going to cut this here. And if you ever go outside of the lines, you can always use a colorless alcohol marker, and I actually have a Copic one that I'll go grab. This is a colorless blender, and what I like to do, I also have a bullet tip on my pen. What I'm going to do here is just go over where it's out, and it sort of lifts the color. It almost works like an eraser. And it will, wherever you have your little boo-boos, you can just push that back in, and when it dries, it's going to look great. I will use my scissors and I will cut this out. This is such a good match for the doll pink, so I cut down a 1/4 sheet of that cardstock, and I think I might just do Sweet Birthday Wishes, and I'll just nestle it in, and then I'm going to trim this panel down a little bit, right? We'll go like that, pick it up, and let me set that aside. I'm just going to add some anti-static powder, and I'll use my embossing ink, Versamark pad, and I think this should stamp pretty well. Actually, I should have conditioned it a little, but you know what? We're living on the edge. Let's go. Okay, pressing this down to transfer. Oh my gosh, that looks almost perfect. So I think I'll do it one more time. Bring that down and let that go. Right. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. I'm just going to sprinkle on my powder, and I'm going to use Simon Says Stamp Fine Detail White. Let that coat where the ink is. Oh, that powder worked great. Look at that. Really nice coating. Okay. That looks great. And there is my sweet birthday wishes. Now I'm going to grab a panel die and just trim this out so that it is nice and flat. I'm also just going to dust off the extra embossing anti-static powder. And let's see, I also have this little tiny fleck of powder, and I like to use this little creative detailer. Which will, whoops, just remove any piece that shows up where I don't want it. That works great. All right, so I kind of like that framing. So let me tape this down. A little piece of tape. Sometimes I'll do one in the top and bottom just to make sure it holds it in place. And we'll go ahead and run this through the die cut machine. All right, and now I have my nice little panel ready for my card. I'm actually going to just pop this in a little book for a few seconds while I prep my note card and put foam tape on the back of my treat. I've got a sheet that is 11 by 4 1/4. So if you like the cardstock in this kit, you might want to stock up on it. You're gonna burn through it. This is the cardstock that I keep in my studio for all of my card bases that involve white. And it's a wonderful, wonderful cardstock. I'm gonna take my Teflon bone folder and just give that a nice press. Like that. Okay. We're gonna pop this onto the note card. Love that generous margin of space. Isn't that fun? All right, and pop that down. All right, I like that this matches the W like that. It's so cute. Just laid out a few sequins here, and I'm going to go ahead and add those with some liquid glue and give that a little boop there. Come on now. Boop. Boop. Big one. You know, I like to do the 5 sequins where one is larger, the other 2 are medium, and the other is small. And I think that's fine, just like that. Oh, a little more glue. And boop. And that's the finished card project. I did think about filling this in with like some glossy accents, or what I use at home here is Nouveau Crystal Glaze. Thought about it, and I thought, you know what? I want to keep this. It's already gone a little overboard. So that is the finished card number 1. Let's move on, shall we? For the next card, I'm going to use this stencil, which I have already taped to a piece of the Neenah Solar White Classic Crest, which I'm going to be trimming it down a little more, but I thought this would be nice. I've got a brush, and I've got 3 pinks from Simon Says Stamp, and that's what we're going to use today to just do a simple blend, right? We're not gonna do anything too heroic. We're just, although you know what, I would like to tap off a little here. I'll just come up here like this. Okay. And well, actually, maybe I'll start at I'll start at the top. All I'm going to do is do a light hand with this first color. And just go at a diagonal. I love stencils. It's the decade of the stencil. All right. So we have our first color in, very light, right? And we're going to move on to the next in this range, and that is the peony. These positively saturated inks come in trios, and they really do work together beautifully. I tap a little off, only because I don't want to come in really, really hot with it. And we'll just maybe start more in the center and blend up like that. That way, we're focusing the color in the center and not having it come down too globby. I can pick that up now. Down. I am holding my stencil down too, just so that it doesn't lift up in any way, and then I get this color underneath. Come in with rose. So pop that in and pick up the ink. And for this, I'll come in from the bottom because it's much deeper and richer. And then we'll just blend it up. And I always try to remember to change directions when I'm adding ink through my stencils, just to make sure we're getting good coverage throughout. All right, I think that's good enough. I don't think I need to do any more. So let's lift this up and see what it looks like. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's very subtle, right? It goes just like that. Okay, I love it. I'm going to set this aside and move on to the greeting. I am going to do my greeting out of this love. I already cut the shadow layer, and I trimmed this heart panel down to 3 3/4 by 5, but I thought what I would try is bringing in the Terrific adhesive, and I'm going to create one big sheet of adhesive cardstock that I can die cut. I think I can do this. So let's find where it comes off, and that is, the sticky side is here, okay? So I'm going to place this here. I'm going to do my best to line this up like this. Now, essentially what I'm creating is a piece of adhesive cardstock. And because now this part will come off when I do die cutting. So I'm actually going to trim this down and cut out some of these love pieces, and we'll see how it works to stack them together. Now I also have a metal shim, but I kind of thought, you know, I don't think I need that for this. And I think, well, it looks like it cut just fine. Let's see. Let's see here. Poke through. Oh yeah, that cut great. So just push it out. And now what I have in here is I have a little self-adhesive piece. Okay, cut you out and you as well. All right, now I just need to get it out. And now I've got some that I already glued together off camera. I just want to show you, you just find the release paper, lift it up. Oh, look at that. And you have just created a sticker. So you can do this with that Terrific adhesive. And then, let's see here. I just need to line it up on the other stacks. Well, actually, sometimes it's easier for me to do this without tweezers. So we're just going to pop that on right at the end. Like that. And drop it down. Now I have a number stacked together here, so I will take a liquid glue and make sure I get this lined up well on the shadow layer. I like the liquid glue for this because it gives you a little bit of that float time again when you're centering something on top of a shadow layer. And we will just line it up right on the shadow layer. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. All right. Let me get some foam tape to pop onto the back of this and we will build out the finished card. To finish off this card, I'm going to pop it down and show you a cute little way I am finishing out the greeting here. Okay, just popping that down onto the note card. And what I did was I just grabbed a little sentiment strip from this little set that I have here in my studio and just cut out the part that said "you so much" so that I can have my card say "love you so much." And we will just pop this down right in the center of the card, maybe up a little bit like that. Make sure it's about equal from side to side. Press, and then on the back here, I just have 2 thin foam squares. And I also colored in the sides of my sentiment strip with a Copic marker. I always do that with Copic T10, just so that the edges are also black. Now let's see here. And again, a little liquid glue, like that. I love this background. And we're just going to line it up right there, like that. And the foam squares I use just have a slightly lower loft, right? So they are just a little bit lower than this piece here. And of course, this piece has a lot more dimension. Let me add a few sequins to finish this out. Again, just going to do 5 sequins here, starting up top. Boop. Little boop there. A larger one in the middle. And boop. And right there in the heart. And that's the finished card. I really like how this one turned out. We've got that little shine. We've got that cool ombre that's very monochromatic as it goes down. Ooh, I love it. All right, let's move on. Actually, I lied. I thought this would be really fun. I want to show you this. I am going to take one of these, the envelope that's in this little friend, and I'm going to put some tape on it like this. And this is going to be, wait, no, this way. Okay, there we go. And what I'm going to do is just take my stencil like that, okay? I'm not even going to bust out any fancy schmancy. I'm going to grab, well, these magnets don't work that great, but I'm going to take some Post-it tape, okay? Mask off over here just to make sure, right, that I don't do anything wild. I'm going to get my brush and I'm just going to take a little ink, okay? Hold this in place and I'm just going to add some hearts on my envelope. I never do this. I never do little coordinating things, but this will be really sweet to whoever I send this to because I'm going to have coordinating color. And I'm just using the same inks. I need to do this more. I need more white envelopes. Seriously, I need more white because I feel like with the white envelopes, I would just do more of this kind of thing. And I have a ton of colored envelopes. All right, I think that's all we're gonna do. Light, pretty. Should we see what it looks like? Oh my gosh, I hope I don't mess this up. Oh, that is so cute. Okay, I just wanted to show you that because now you have, if you wanted to, peel back that Post-it tape, a lovely little blended envelope that you can send your card in. So cute. Oh, okay, now we're moving on. For the next card, I'm going to go in a different color direction because I want to use this adhesive Deco glitter thing. And I think this paper is so, so sweet. So I've got some ideas. But first things first, what I need to do is, and I can never do this, I need to release the backer off of this. And it'll take me a minute. There we go. We're getting it. We're getting it. We got it. I tell you, these little pointy tools, these pen blades, I've had mine. Well, no, that's not coming. I've had mine since the beginning of time, and they really are great for this very process. There we go. Okay, because it's like having the ultimate fingernail. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to peel it back. There's probably better ways to do this. And I'm going to put this onto cardstock because if you don't ground it and mat it down, you won't have fun working with it. So we just do that, press it out. I actually did pretty good, only got a little bubble, and that's okay. That way, you just created something that's firm enough to die cut. So what I don't know yet is, do I want to die cut the word love or the shadow layer? But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this first and then a shadow layer in white cardstock, and then I'm going to see what I think. So let me go ahead and cut out those pieces. I have an idea. I think it might work, but here I have my little shiny glittery love. I did take another one of the sentiments from that same set and just cut that out. And I've got foam tape on the back. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a craft panel, which I just pulled from my stash, and I'm going to cut some paper here. So let's see how we can do this. Because I feel like if this were maybe 2 inches, so let's come over 2 inches, or maybe let's do, there's 1 inch, 1.5. Okay, I'm going to use, because I don't want it to be too, 1 3/4. All right, I'm just going to cut a piece of this paper like that. Okay, so I have a strip. Then I think I can do this. I'm going to also come in here and I'm going to trim off the little bit that did I get that? Maybe a little bit more. I got to come over a tiny bit more. Okay. I'm not as good with this particular trimmer as I am with my big trimmer. I just don't use it as much. Now, let's see here. Do I have enough room to have a little on the other side? I think I do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to flip it. We're going to come all the way over like this, and I'm going to cut it right there. Okay. I'm actually going to stand up to do this. Sometimes I just need to put, oh, what did I just do? I don't know. I don't think I broke it. Oh gosh. There we go. Okay, now how close is that? Okay, that is decent. I think I'm going to take a little more off, and I don't know, I'm going to grab my other trimmer. You know how sometimes you just know how one works better than the other? This is my trimmer, and this is the one that when I use it, I feel confident, and I know that my cuts, I know how to do the cuts. All right. Okay, let's see. How's that? Is that a nice little frame for it? It is. Okay. I'm going to take some tape runner here, and it's okay that I'm covering up this side because I feel like this will be, oh, I think my tape runner's almost out. No, it isn't. There we go. I think this will be just fine. I want to make sure that I get enough on, knowing that I'm going to be cutting this down a little. Now I'm going to pop this right onto this little piece so that I have a nice mat on either side. And you know what? I should actually grab this because then I know that I'm putting it straight at the end. It's just a, there we go. It's just a thing I like to do because then I can actually make sure it's not gonna hew one way or the other. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now I have just a little shine on either side. And now what I want to do is figure out a design. And oh, I think this could be very cute. I think it could be very cute to have a little love you. But this needs to be trimmed down. So I think I'm going to try to cut it all at once. So okay. And now I'm going to cut this off the bottom. I am going to cut this down to be, I want it to be 3 3/4. So we're going to come, I guess, just right here like that. And I'm going to take a little more off this side. So we're at 3 3/4. And we're going to cut it at 5. And I think I can, let me just pop this up here, put it right at 5 and cut. Oh my gosh, this cuts beautifully. Love it. I've popped this up onto a white note card. And then again, I've got the same foam tape on the back of the Love for Dimension. A design like this is so easy to apply for like pattern paper, right? Take a strip, mat it with another color, and then pop it onto a panel trim and mount it down, and then just put your greeting like right there. I like that the V is hitting right on that line, but also it's about the same size or same distance from side to side. Place that down, make sure that love is straight. I think I'm a little off there. There we go. Come on now. Okay, I think that's nice. And then I've got thin foam squares on the back of you, just so this has dimension, but sits a little lower than the greeting. I think this love die is just very all-purpose. It's gonna be hard not to use it on every card that I'm doing today. I will try. All right, we just pop it right there. And that's the finished card. I don't think I have any jewel. Let me see if I have any colored sequins that might work with this. Hold tight. I dug through the stash and I found Studio Katya Wineberry, and I just put a few. I think that's actually cute because it's very subtle and it's the closest thing to red that I have. I don't have a lot of red gems. So let's go ahead and add these. Oh. A little bit of glue and boop, like that. Boop. I like that it's contained within this space too. I think that's fun. Meaning the band. Boop. It's got a little purple hue to it, but I think, oh, I keep pushing too hard on these. Boop. I think that's okay. I think this is actually really cute. All right. Boop. That is the finished card project. So this is a really clean and simple design. Like I said, it's so easy to do something like this with one, tiny piece of your pattern paper. We still have that pretty piece left. So I may still do something with that. But I think for the next card, I'm going to get back into some stamping. So let's move on. For the next card, I don't know why it didn't dawn on me that I could cut out donuts with circle dies that I already have. So I found in my waffle flower additional circles, this seems to be a good fit for the outside, and this one seems to be a good fit for the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some music and grab my marker here, and I'm going to color some purpley donuts. So there I have my very purpley donuts, and I have created a little template that's going to help me perfectly line up my die. But I am going to cut these apart just because I don't want there to be any extra impressions from running through the die cut machine. So here's what you do. You take your piece, you tape it. Wait, am I on the right side? I am not. Hold on. There we go. Okay, tape it down, right, like that. Take your template. We're going to tape this into place too. And this is just going to help you frame it out so you can see that perfect amount of space around it. Tape that down. I'll go ahead and tape right there too. And then I'm just going to pop this right in the opening. You can kind of feel it. It kind of pops into place. I'm going to tape that down as well. And I'm just going to eyeball this little friend. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I love that I have a small enough little guy that I can pop it right there. I think that's where it needs to be. I think it's going to look great. And I can put my tape here, and that's not going to hurt my coloring. Let me run one through real quick, and I'll show you how it turns out. And let's take a look at our cute little donut. Oh, that's adorable. There you go. I've got a donut. And the inside hole probably could have gone with a smaller circle in another set, but I think this is going to be fine for what I am doing today. So set that aside, and I will go ahead and cut the rest of these out, and then we will move on to designing a card and the greeting. How cute is that? Okay, we are going to stamp a greeting. And let's see here. I'm going to stamp it in gold. I am going to be trimming this panel down a little bit, okay? So we're going to pop this in here for right now and magnetize it down just to envision the spacing. Here's the thing about coloring too. Look how cute that is. That is not expert coloring. I did no blending here, pretty much no blending here, a little there, but it doesn't even, you don't have to be good at it. I guess that's my point. And I like to encourage people to try to color because, as I like to say, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Truly. All right. Now, if you wanted to keep this really, really simple, you could just stamp it in like one of the Simon inks that I had blended with earlier. In fact, peony would be really pretty, but I want to emboss this in gold, and I think that would just step it up a little bit. So I'm going to pick that up. Now, let's see which way. There we go. Now I can lift this up. I can take my donuts out. And of course, you could opt to glaze your donuts. I had a moment where I thought I would spray some spray shimmer on them, but sometimes it's okay to keep it simple, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm just going to powder up. Take our Versamark ink, and let's ink this up. Hold that down and press to transfer the ink. And I think I will hit it one more time. I do love this typography. It's kind of chunky and blocky, but it also kind of has like an Art Deco. But anytime you have those little letters that have the underlines, it just reminds me of that sort of Art Deco style. But it's kind of funky. I've never seen this font before. All right, now let me grab my paper catch. And I'm going to use one of my favorite powders. This is an Ultrafine Antique Gold from Simon Says Stamp. It's a very warm, pretty powder. It's warm gold. Not brassy at all. Like it's just warm. Love it. That looks great. Okay. And looks really good. Okay. All right. I do not know what I'd do without you. Look at that beautiful, beautiful shine. All right, I'm going to trim this panel down as well, but it is a little warped, so I may have to do the old pop it into a book, because you know, I like to do that. And I don't know, do I want to have them going in order? Let's see. Come here, little Butterfingers, maybe. Or do I want to have the middle one just popped up, because that's kind of fun too. Either way, we're going to have that collection, so let me go grab one of my layer dies. All right, this is where I like to crop and kind of figure out where we're going to have that. And this one probably would come over a little more. I think I am going to do some, well, what we like to call donut dimension. I think this is going to be really cute. Okay, taping this down and taping it down on the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and run this through my die cut machine so that I have a nice bit of beveled edge, and maybe it will flatten it out a bit. I think this is going to be so cute on a dull pink note card. So this is a landscape orientation. That's the fold side. And again, this is USA 2. So 5.5 by 4.25 tall. Pop that down. We're just going to come in like that. I think this is such a simple design. So let's get you out and get you out. And we know that's the center. And I probably will do, oh, I do need a little. I can't use my nails for this. Jewels, not tools. So I just put 2 different depths, I have a hard time with those words, of foam squares. Simon Says Stamp has 2 different ones. One are going to be a little thicker, and one are thinner. So these are the thicker foam squares, and I just have them strategically placed at the top and the bottom so that the other donuts can slide in. So you get your whole little feast all nestled together. Again, a little liquid, just so that I can have this how I want it. And I did want to have this donut at an angle, because I think that's very cute. And all I have to do is visualize the center like that. Oh, I think that looks like the center. Oh, so cute. And again, you don't have to be the world's best colorer to make something really fun and punchy. This is so punchy. I mean, this marker, I absolutely love it. In fact, it's kind of reminding me that I do have a handful of, well, let's see here. I have a handful of these tri-blends. I have the bullet tip ones, but they're really fun to play with because no, they don't necessarily last as long, but they definitely, let's get you in there like that. I want that at an angle too. And does that look straight? Drop it down. Yeah, okay. I guess I could bring in my T-square for this. T-squares for donuts. Let's see, how's that? Oh, that's better. See, now you can see exactly. And this also has the lower loft foam square. But yeah, these tri-blends are cool. So if you get this kit, I hope you have fun. One little tip, pun intended, with the brush tip, the ink really flows. So that's why when I was coloring and I had the music on, I was going very slow and very careful to stay in the lines. But that's just trial and error, right? You'll figure it out the more that you use them. But they were very, very juicy, which was nice. And now we're going to come in about the same from center to side. Come out just a little bit like that. And that looks good. And we're all lined up. And that is my finished card project. Now, this is not one, I don't feel this needs anything else. I think this is so stinking cute. And I think I do have any other white envelopes? I don't right now, but again, I would take the donuts and I would at least stamp a couple on the envelope, and maybe when I get more white envelopes, I'll do that. Oh, I love how this one turned out. I think it's my favorite. All right, let's move on. For the final card today, I want to do something with just the littlest amount of masking. Masking is such a great thing to do when you don't have dies and you're kind of in the mood to make something that looks a little different perhaps than what you got. And I feel like what could be very cute is to have You Are Sweet And then I'm gonna have like a little cascade of berries, but I want this berry to be the anchor, so to speak. And so I did stamp and cut out of some Gina K Designs Masking Magic, that little friend there. So, but I think I'm going to do some different markers just from my stash. You could do colored pencils as well, but let's start out with the stamping. So I'm going to use my Memento again. This is the alcohol friendly ink, like that. Give that a nice little inking and press. Yeah. Actually, that looks really good. I don't think it needs to be stamped again. So let me see if I can peel my mask off. This is the one thing that I am absolutely terrible at, so I'm probably going to have to speed this up, meaning I'll just jump ahead to when I get the mask off, unless I do it perfectly the first time. You know, oh, you never know. You never know. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is just kind of move this so it's easy for me to see. And once I get the leaves lined up right in there, right like that, I should be good to go. See that? I think that's good enough. I don't see any white showing through, so I think I'm good to place my other strawberry. Okay, so that little berry is going to overlap like that. I'm going to also just take that off because I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but let's position that. Let's go ahead and stamp it. You know, I might not need 3. I might only need 2. I'm going for a very simple design, but we'll see. All right, like that. Now I don't know. Now, do I want to have another one behind that? Or do I want to mask one here? See, my thinking was, and I want to make sure this is, oh, see how there's a little bit of dirty water. It's from my stamp cleaner, so I want to make sure that this is completely dry and clean before I stick it down, because I can't tell you how many times I've wiped off a stamp, then went to move it and it was dirty. So let me think about this for a second. See, I think it could be cute to have the 3 together. I don't know. What do we think? Do we think, because I'm going to crop this and maybe just having, you know, another little strawberry popping out, just a cluster. I'm going to give it a try. I think this is cute. Again, popping this away for now because I'm going to very likely emboss that greeting. Place it back in. I know that I'm good to go, so let me stamp it down. Yes. Bring it down and press. That way my chocolate covered berry is going to be in the front and my other berries are going to be behind. So let's peel and reveal the magic of masking magic. I hope it worked. I never know, but I think it did. Oh, see how my berries are overlapped? And I can just take this if I want and stick it on the package like that, and I can use it again. So let me pick some markers and I'm going to start coloring. slow it down for a minute because I would like to create a little more separation. I have seen people do this. I have no idea if this is going to work. Let's see here. I'm going to add just a little gray right here to create a little shadow from the strawberry up top, like that. Just so it seems like it's shadowed out just a little. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's subtle, but that kind of gives a tiny bit of shadow, and I don't think I want to do it anywhere else. Maybe just a little here, like that. Just a little gray, maybe where that would cast a little shadow. I don't know, it's just subtle. Yeah, there's always a first for everything. Okay, let me get set up to stamp. You know what, I changed my mind. I don't like the way it looks, so I hope I can do this. I'm just gonna go right back over it with my red pen. And I hope that was the right color, but I think it was not. So there, we get a little red shadow, and that's okay, that'll work. Come in here. Come in there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's actually better. That actually looks more like a toned down shadow. Perfect. Okay. Now let's get our greeting. And I think this is just so beautiful. You are so sweet. Okay, we're going to position right in here. And then once I stamp this, then I can go ahead and crop it however I like. So this is probably going to get tilted just a little bit. And I almost wonder if I want to take a couple of the other little hearts. Let's see here. Just do maybe a couple more here. So have one be here, like that, like that. Well, you know what? Actually, if I'm going to do this, the spacing it's not that critical. So I think I'll just go, you're here at the bottom and you are going to be over here like that. Ooh, we are winging it for this lovely stamped and colored card. I think it will be okay though. And I wish I was good at adding like the highlights that people add to their drawings, but that is for another day. You know what I mean? People take a white pen and they add like the little, I don't know how to do that. So let me powder this up and get my Versamark and then we'll stamp. Ink up really well. Make sure I'm in the corner and bring it down and transfer the embossing ink. And I'm going to stamp this twice. I really want to make sure I focus on the greeting. I bet the hearts are going to transfer just fine. That did not move. Oh, I hope. Nope. It's the moment of truth. And go ahead and press. All right, now get my paper catch. I'm going to use the same gold powder and just sprinkle this on. I don't think it's going to stick to where I've colored, and if it does, I'll just brush it away, right? Totally good. And even if it did, it could be kind of cute. This is going to be so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, that looks great. So cute. You are so sweet. Look at that lovely shine. All right, I'm going to trim this down and I'll get a note card ready. I just had an idea and I don't know if it's a good idea, but wouldn't it be cute if before I trim this down, I adhered just a strip of this gold to the piece, and so it just had the lightest little edge of gold. Now it's not quite the same tone of gold, and that's the only part that I feel like could be, should I do it, should I not do it? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess it would, if I did the edge and then just embossed, that would probably work better, but I'm trying to show the contents of the kit, and that could be very cute, but I'm not exactly sure yet. So let me see. Here's the plan. Okay, because it's very flouncy, and this is not, you know, you're not going to have a nice, strong, whatever. So I'm going to look for that and just go like that. Okay, like that, just straight. Okay, now when I pick this up, okay, I think that looks pretty straight. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's bad. Let me grab my die plates, and I guess I'll just use that to hold it in place. That'll be like my washi or my low-tack tape. Now I'm going to take my panel, and I'm going to come here, and you can see how now I can trim this however I like. And I like the idea. Well, you know, let's go up one more. Got to let it breathe a little bit. Some of these after the fact ideas are really fun, right? You've got these fun products, play with them. You know, on something like this, of course, after you've spent so much time, right, coloring and all that, it's kind of feels weird if you mess it up, but that's not hard. See that? You can totally see that straight line, and that's exactly what I want. I just want it to be a little gold edge. We're going to go like that. Important to hold things in place. I mean, right, you want to make sure that nothing moves, because there's nothing worse. Because see how it's kind of warped like that? All right, let's die cut it and we shall see. All right. Oh, look at that. See, I would not be able to get a strip that straight. Isn't that fun? And I am going to pop this up onto, I had a half sheet of Schoolhouse Red cardstock. So let me get some foam tape on this and we will finish out the card. And that looks good. Press. Oh, I love it. I love how this turned out. And I don't know if I want to add any shine to it other than what it already has. I think that's a very sweet little card. And I think I'm going to call that one good. So that is the finished card project. So here's a look at all the cards I created in today's video, starting with this very simple, clean and simple, right? Just stamping on sweet birthday wishes and doing the coloring with that marker. And I am telling you, this is giving me a new idea to think more about my tri-blend markers that I have. Most of the ones I have are not the brush tip, but wow, that is really fun, and I love how that turned out. Then, of course, we have this little friend here. I don't think I'm going in order. No, I'm not. I just laid it out visually. But let's go here. I do not know what I'd do without you. Might be my favorite. I just think that is such a fun card. And look at how simple the coloring is, right? Not fancy, not fancy. Now here's the two cards that used the cool love die. And here, you know what, I might as well just zoom in a little bit here. I did bring in a little sentiment here and there and some extra little gems, but that's actually really sweet, right? That pattern paper and then framed out with that fun glitter overlay paper. Oh, I love it. All right. This one though too, I mean, that's kind of everything I like in a card. You use a stencil, a big, bold greeting, and love you so much. Love how that turned out. But also, I really like this. And also, if anyone out there knows how to add those highlights, just tell me who I should watch to learn how to do that. It's not really in my wheelhouse, but I think that would have added something fun, or even doing them with a gold paint pen. That would have been very cute too. Never say never. There are things I'm going to try still. You know, I don't know it all, but boy, these kits definitely remind me of how much fun you can have with a set group of supplies and just play and see what shakes out. You can find links to everything I used today on my corresponding blog post. The supply list for this video is way too long to fit in the YouTube description, so I will have the core things linked below, such as the link to the kit, the link to the individual products that you can buy from the kit, as well as a link to my blog post where you can see everything I used in the whole video. I will tell you that subscribing to these kits is an incredible value, and you should check it out today if you're interested. There's no obligation. You can cancel at any time. So again, consider subscribing to the Simon Says Stamp monthly card kit. I will see you back here with more card projects soon. To see a few more videos where I unbox and make multiple cards, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked for you below, and I will see you in those videos.